Plane spotters would come from miles around just to see one land. For millions of economy passengers, they wouldn't fly any other aircraft as they just knew the difference. For those that flew upstairs, one of the biggest thrills was just walking up the stairs. It's the closest a plane has ever come to a luxury cruise liner. Complete privacy, if that's what you wanted. Or the company of friendly strangers to help the journey seem so much shorter. And when it's time for a nice long sleep, or to wake you up if you prefer, an amazing hot shower was waiting. Yes, a shower on a plane. So as routes slowly open up, it's back to the skies. A little different perhaps for now, but underneath it all, the smile is the same as it was before. So when you're ready to reconnect with our big beautiful world, remember, this isn't just flying. This is the Emirates A380. Emirates. Fly better.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. مرحبا وأهلا وسهلا بكم في حفل إطلاق مهرجان طيران الإمارات للآداب في دورته 13 لسنة 2021. اسمي هاني يقن ويسرني أن أكون مضيفكم اليوم في هذا الحفل المميز. Hello everybody, good morning and welcome to this exciting launch of Emirates Airline Festival of Literature. My name is Hani Yakan and I will be delighted to be your host this morning. We're so pleased to see so many people here with us today. طبعاً أتوقع أن يكون لديكم العديد من الأسئلة عن مهرجان سنة 2021. أرجو فقط منكم أن تضعوا أسئلتكم في صندوق الدردشة على اليمين، وبالتأكيد سوف نحاول أن نجيب عن جميع تساؤلاتكم في نهاية هذا الحفل الافتراضي. I expect many of you will have questions about the festival in 2021 and you will have a chance to get them answered soon. Just please put your questions in the chat box and we will get to them at the end of this event. والآن من دواعي سروري أن أقدم لكم السيدة أحلام بلوكي مديرة مهرجان طيران الإمارات للآداب لتتحدث إليكم عن مهرجان السنة المقبلة قبل أن تكشف لكم عن قائمة الضيوف المشاركين في مهرجان 2021. It is now my great pleasure to introduce Ahlam Buluki, Director of the Emirates Airline Festival of Literature, who will say a few words about the festival before we reveal the names of the authors coming in 2021. Good morning, Ahlam. صباح الخير.
صباح النور. شكراً هاني. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. أصحاب السعادة، السيدات والسادة، الكتاب والأصدقاء الكرام. لقد مر علينا عام منذ أن اجتمعنا آخر مرة لنستعرض سوياً برنامج المهرجان، ويا له من عام. لقد كان عاماً صعباً بالنسبة لنا جميعاً، وبات الترقب عنوانا لكل لحظة من لحظاته التي وحدتنا فيها مشاعر الخوف والقلق والإحباط والحزن. تلك المشاعر المتداخلة وحدت كل الناس في جميع أنحاء العالم، وربما فاتنا الكثير. لذلك إنها فرصة فريدة في هذه الأيام أن نكون معاً لنستعرض رؤية مهرجان 2021 ونحتفي كما تعودنا بالقصص المبدعة على مختلف أشكالها، إذ ننتظر بفارغ الصبر جمع الكتاب والقراء من جديد في أجواء يعمها الأمان والاستقرار. وكما عودكم المهرجان بأن يضم مختلف المواضيع، ستجدون في فضائه الإبداعي هذا العام كل ما تتطلعون إليه، سواء كنتم ممن يقبلون على مطالعة كتب العلوم التي التي تفسر لنا ما يجري حولنا في هذا العالم، أو كنتم من محبي القصص التي تجعلنا نتفهم ما نشعر به وما نشهده ونعايشه في وقائع. فلطالما كانت الكتب ملاذنا من ضغوط الحياة، ونحن اليوم أشد حاجة لها من أي وقت مضى. لنغير الحكاية هو موضوع دورة 2021، وندعو جميع من يتابعنا اليوم للتفاعل مع الكتاب وكتبهم كي يتمكنوا من تغيير حكاياتنا وإعادة نسج واقعنا بما تمليه الآمال والتطلعات. Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, esteemed authors and friends, what a year it's been since we last gathered to share with you our upcoming festival program. It's an understatement to say this has been a difficult year for all of us, as we have been united in fear, in frustration, in sorrow, all across the globe. We have missed so much. That's why it is so special to be here today, to share with you our plans for the festival in 2021, celebrating stories in all their forms. We can't wait to bring together authors with readers once more in a safe environment. Whether you turn to books for the science to help you understand, for the stories to help you make sense of things, or simply for some much needed escapism, books and stories have never been more important. The theme of the 2021 festival is Change the Story, and we invite you, everyone watching today, to engage with our authors and their books and perhaps let them change your own story in some way. I'm delighted to share with you a couple of very special messages from some very special writers. والآن يسرني أن أشارككم رسالتان خاصتان جدا من كاتبين مميزين.
My name is Amin Malouf. I'm a writer from Lebanon, and now I live in France. It's always a pleasure to meet fellow writers and readers, both in person and virtually. During this year, since the pandemic began, we tend to meet much more on the screen, but well, it's not a bad thing. Very often there are people we wouldn't have the chance to meet, and during this year it was easier to meet because we didn't have to travel. Of course, there is a kind of personal relation that is created between writers and readers, but probably that the main relationship will be through the books themselves. It is a pleasure to be with you then at the Emirates Literature Festival. I'm a great believer in literary festivals. I think they are moments of conversation between culture, moment of conversation between ideas, and I hope that they will continue everywhere in the world, both in live and through the new media. So see you very soon, وإلى لقاء قريب في دبي.
Have you ever been in a meeting thinking, what are they talking about? Have you ever left the room with a feeling of nobody understood you at all? In that case, welcome to the club. Sometimes we are all surrounded by idiots. My name is Thomas Eriksson, and I am the author of the book Surrounded by Idiots: How to Understand Those Who Cannot Be Understood. I am coming to the Emirates Airline Festival of Literature in 2021. I will be talking about communication. How can we make it better, easier, smoother in order to decrease the number of unnecessary misunderstandings and maybe even conflicts? How do we adapt to each other in a really good way, and what are the benefits? These are my topics, and I'm really looking forward to attending the festival. I hope I will see you there as well. But until then, take care and look out for the idiots.
We are so excited to welcome them both to the festival. And now let's see the highlights reveal الفيديو. نحن نتطلع إلى أن نرحب بهم في المهرجان. والآن يسعدني الإعلان عن أبرز فعاليات الدورة القادمة لمهرجان طيران الإمارات. And that's just a small sample of the festival. So let's see now the full author lineup. وهذا ليس كل ما لدينا، فما زال لدينا الكثير لنقدمه. دعونا نستعرض معكم قائمة الكتاب المشاركين الكاملة. أننا نتطلع لاستقبال الكتاب العالميين والمحليين والعرب بكل ترحاب. وكما ترون فإننا نواصل مسيرتنا ونقدم لكم الحوارات الملهمة والقصص الشيقة كما عودناكم دائما. ولكن ستكون هناك بعض التغييرات في المهرجان، إذ سوف تتوزع فعاليات وأنشطتنا لتغطي إجازات نهاية الأسبوع على مدار أسابيع 3. ستقام فعاليات نهاية الأسبوع الأولى في مركز جميل للفنون بمشاركة نخبة من المبدعين والمتحدثين الرائعين. وتضم نهاية الأسبوع الثاني والتي تقام في انتركونتيننتال دبي فيستيفال سيتي الفعاليات والأنشطة الكبرى بمشاركة أكثر من 70 محدثاً. يختتم المهرجان فعاليته باحتفاء كبير بالإبداع يليق بجمهوره وزائريه في الأسبوع الأخير في السيركال أفنيو. وقد حرصنا على اتباع كافة إجراءات الأمن والسلامة في الأماكن 3 للحفاظ على سلامتكم وسلامة كتابنا. ونظراً لأن بعض الكتاب لم يتمكنوا في الحضور إلى دبي هذا العام، سننظم مشاركاتهم عبر الإنترنت، وسيتم إدارة الجلسة من المهرجان على المنصة في دبي. وتماشياً مع التطورات المتواصلة، من الممكن أن يطرأ تغييرات في أي لحظة، إذ تقوم البلدان بفرض قيود مختلفة اعتماداً على الأوضاع الصحية فيها. We are so excited about this amazing lineup of international, local, and Arabic and English-speaking writers. As you can see, we're bringing the important conversations and engaging stories to the festival as always, but there will be some changes to the visitor experience. You may know the festival is over 3 weekends this year. The first weekend of the festival takes place at Jameel Arts Center with some wonderful speakers and workshops. The big festival weekend remains at the Intercontinental. There we will welcome more than 70 speakers. Finally, the festival concludes at El Cercal Avenue with a wonderful celebration of creativity. We follow strict safety protocols across all 3 venues to keep you and our authors safe. Some authors will be unable to travel to Dubai this year, so they will attend virtually in conversation with a moderator physically on stage here at the festival in Dubai. It can all change at late notice as countries implement different restrictions depending on their changing situations. لقد اعتمدنا نظام ترقيم جميع المقاعد داخل قاعات الفعاليات، لذا سيكون عليكم اختيار مقاعدكم عند شراء التذاكر. وبسبب التباعد الاجتماعي فإن عدد التذاكر التي ستطرح للبيع سيكون أقل، لذا ننصحكم بحجز تذاكركم مبكراً. والجدير بالذكر بأن أصدقاء المؤسسة سيحظون بأفضلية الحصول على التذاكر قبل موعد طرحها للجمهور ب24 ساعة، ونقدم هذا العام فرصة استثنائية للانضمام إلى عضوية أصدقاء مؤسسة الإمارات للآداب، إذ يمكنكم التسجيل في العضوية لعامين بقيمة عام واحد. سنقوم ببث بعض الجلسات مباشرة لمن لا يستطيعون الحضور لمقر المهرجان، لذلك إذا كنتم ممن يرغبون في اتخاذ قدر أكبر من الحيطة فبإمكانكم متابعة المهرجان من منازلكم. Inside the session rooms, all seating will be numbered. So when you buy your ticket, you get to choose a seat. Social distancing also means there will be fewer tickets available, so do book early. Foundation friends still get 24 hours early access, and this year we are giving you 2 years membership worth for the price of 1 year when you sign up to become a member. We will live stream some sessions to those who are not able to visit in person. So if you need to take special precautions, you can still get a taste of the LitFest from your own home. وقبل أن نجيب عن أسئلتكم، أود أن أتقدم بخالص شكري لرعاتنا وشركائنا، فقد كان عاماً صعباً على الجميع، وما كنا لنكون مجتمعين هنا دون دعمهم ومسانداتهم لنا، لذلك نسألكم تقديم الدعم لهم لمساعدتهم على مواصلة رسالتهم النبيلة. وعلى الرغم من أنني لا أريد أن تتحول كلمتي هذه إلى خطاب أوسكار، إلا أنني أتقدم بالشكر لكل من قدم لنا الدعم لبث الحياة في الأدب وتقديمه للجماهير الشغوفة. Before we take any questions, It has been an incredibly difficult year for everyone, and we would not be here without their support. So please, if you can, do support them. And at the risk of turning this into an Oscar speech, I want to say thank you to everyone who supports us and enables us to bring literature to life for so many people. We're lucky that our title sponsor happens to be the best airline in the world, so we hardly need to ask you to fly Emirates. Dubai Cultures do so much for the cultural ecosystem in Dubai. So take a look at their website and see all of their incredible initiatives. وكم نحن محظوظون لأن الراعي الرسمي للمهرجان هو طيران الإمارات، أفضل شركة طيران في العالم، الشركة التي نحبها جميعاً ونسعى جميعاً للسفر معها لكل وجهاتنا. ويقدم شركائنا في هيئة دبي للثقافة الكثير لتعزيز الثقافة والأدب في دبي. ويمكنكم زيارة الموقع الإلكتروني لدبي للثقافة لتتعرفوا على كافة مبادراتها. وتقدم بأسمى آيات الشكر لجميع شركائنا. Thank you to all of our partners, Chevron, Costa Coffee, ديوة هيئة كهرباء ومياه دبي, دبي Duty Free سوق دبي الحرة, دبي Immigration الإدارة العامة للإقامة والشؤون الأجانب دبي, دبي ميديا أوفيس المكتب الإعلامي لحكومة دبي, دبي بوليس شرطة دبي, دبي توريزم هيئة دبي للسياحة, دبي World Trade Center مركز دبي التجاري العالمي, Emirates NBD بنك الإمارات دبي الوطني, حمدان بن محمد Heritage Center مركز حمدان بن محمد لإحياء التراث, Investment Corporation of Dubai مؤسسة دبي للاستثمار الحكومية, مجروديس متجر مجرودي, Ministry of Culture وزارة الثقافة, MBRU جامعة محمد بن راشد, Montegrappa, Oxford University Press دار جامعة أكسفورد, روتسنشوتس UAE, RTA هيئة الطرق والمواصلات, US Consulate, VOFG Arabia أصوات أجيال المستقبل لمنطقة الشرق الأوسط, زعبيل Ladies Club نادي زعبيل للسيدات. ولشركائنا الرائعين مركز جميل للفنون Intercontinental Dubai Festival City واستركال أفنيو. والشكر لشركائنا الإعلاميين صحيفة الخليج، صحيفة البيان، مؤسسة دبي للإعلام، مجموعة موتيفيت الإعلام، إكسبات وومن، شركة هيلز الإعلان. وأود أن أعبر عن امتناني لكل من شارك في مسيرتنا، وأخص بالذكر جميع الكتاب الذين شاركوا في المهرجان على مر السنين، والذي يتجاوز عددهم 1700 كاتب. وأخيراً كل الشكر لمن يتابعون من منازلهم، ولمن يزورون كل عام، ولمن يشاركون في جلساتنا، ولكل محبي المهرجان. شكراً لكم. Thank you to our wonderful venue partners, Jameel Art Center, Intercontinental Dubai Festival City and El Serkal Avenue. A big thank you also goes to our media partners, Gulf News, El Bayan, DMI, Motivate Media Group, Expat Woman, and Hills Advertising. We are so grateful to everyone who has been a part of our journey, especially the 1,700 authors who have been to the festival over the years. Thank you, and thank you everyone watching from home and everyone who loves the festival and visits every year and takes part in the conversation. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Ahlam. What a wonderful lineup. We hope that you are as excited as we are all to welcome these authors to Dubai and to our beloved festival.
Annie, I'm so excited. I was just saying that what an amazing achievement it is to get to this point after the year that we have had. You know, there was a lot of uncertainties this year, and nobody was sure, you know, where this year was going to lead. But we persevered. We were determined to continue our journey. We were so lucky that we had our 2020 festival just before the lockdown, and everybody got a chance to really enjoy the festival in all of its glory. And you know, we weren't sure where we would be in the next edition, but here we are. We've planned an incredible lineup of authors, and we're looking forward to announcing the sessions inshallah in the middle of January. And, you know, obviously nobody knows, things might change any minute, as, you know, we're all monitoring day by day, the press, the situation around the world. But as we stand, we have planned this incredible program. and we are determined of having a safe and incredible festival in a new format, and having everyone together again. We're so looking forward to it and we can't wait.
Absolutely. شكرا لك يا أحلام. نتطلع بكل حماس للترحيب بهذه النخبة الرائعة من الضيوف المميزين في دبي وفي المهرجان، سواء كان حضورهم معنا فعليا أو افتراضيا. And now we move to your questions. We have had few questions come in. So let's start. I will start with an Arabic question. ما هو جديد مهرجان هذا العام؟
الجديد في المهرجان هذا العام هاني، احنا خصصنا يوم كامل بالتعاون مع هيئة دبي للثقافة، خصصنا يوم كامل لتسليط الضوء على الأدب الإماراتي والكتاب الإماراتيين. واليوم بيكون فبراير 4 من فبراير، يوم الخميس في الانتركونتيننتال فيستيفال سيتي. واليوم هذا مخصص للكتاب والأدب الإماراتي، منهم سلطان العميمي، شم البستكي، حمد حمادي، أميرة أبو كدرة، ميثل خياط، والكثير من الكتاب الإماراتيين. فهذه مبادرة جديدة ومهمة بالنسبة لنا هالسنة. وللمرة الأولى المهرجان بتكون خلال 3 أسابيع وفي 3 أماكن مختلفة، فبالتعاون مع مركز جميل الفنون، سيركال افنيو، والانتركونتيننتال فيستيفال سيتي. ان شاء الله مقر المهرجان بيكون فيها 3 أماكن. والهدف ان احنا بعد السنه الصعبه اللي واجهناها هاني، ان نحن نوحد جهودنا في الساحة الثقافية في دبي، ونتأكد أن الساحة الثقافية تزدهر في هالسنة في دبي. فإن شاء الله نشوف أن هاي خطوة مهمة أيضا للمهرجان وخطوة جديدة، وإن شاء الله it's gonna be a successful one. وبالنسبة لبرنامج التعليم، السنة هاي البرنامج التعليم بتكون افتراضياً بالكامل، حرصاً منا على سلامة الجميع والتقليل من المخاطر. ونبي نأكد أن نواصل البرنامج التعليم، ما بغينا أن نوقف البرنامج في هالسنة. فإن شاء الله كل الجلسات التعليمية بنصورها خلال المهرجان وبتكون متوفرة خلال أسابيع المهرجان افتراضياً لكل المدارس، وسواء الطلبة كانوا في البيت أو في المدرسة ممكن أنهم يشاهدون الجلسات هاي. أيضاً مهرجان بيرغن الأدبي في نوروي، في بيننا تعاون في يوم فبراير 12 فبراير 12 من فبراير 2021. بيكون في بث عالمي من مهرجانات عالمية في يوم كامل، وإن شاء الله بإمكان الزوار أن يشهدونها في السيركال أفنيو يوم 12 فبراير. وأيضا نحن مختارين جلسة من مهرجاننا إن شاء الله بنبثها لبرغن انترناشنال ليتراري فيستيفال إن شاء الله. والكثير والأكثر بكثير طبعا، يعني دائما المهرجان تقدم برنامج مختلف
مليء وحافل بنشاطات مختلفة كمان. بس حبيت
وأشياء جديدة.
الشغله اللي ذكرتيها انه المقاعد رح تكون معينه او مرقمه.
صح.
بس حبيت اذكر بهي الشغله.
صح، يعني في هاي من الاجراءات اللي حاطينها احنا عشان ان ناكد من سلامه الجميع. ففي العاده يمكن الجميع متعود انه يحجز تذكره المهرجان اتس فري سيتنج، يعني ممكن الكل يجلس، اي حد يجلس في اي مكان حسب انه من يوصل قبل. فالسنة هاي نحن عينا أرقام للمقاعد، ففي حين حجز التذاكر كل شخص راح يختار مقعده الخاص، ولما يوصل مثل السينما، نظام السينما بالضبط، عندك رقم للمقعد وهاي المقعد المخصص لك. فهاي الشيء مغيرينه بعد هالسنة.
تمام، حلو كثير. This will lead to my next question in English, which is how are you keeping people safe? Excuse me. How are you keeping people safe in this year?
So we're taking a lot of measures to keep people safe. Like I was mentioning in Arabic earlier, I'll just repeat in English that they will be seated, the seats will be numbered. So this year, when you book your festival tickets, you're going to select your specific seat number, and we're clubbing them so you can buy single seats or double seats or seats of 4. There will be temperature checks at the door, obviously, like there is in all events. Masks are mandatory at all times, including inside the sessions, of course. Hand sanitizers are widely available. All team members will be COVID tested. LitFest team members will be COVID tested within 48 hours. Every 48 hours, all of our authors will, of course, be COVID tested as well, including, everyone who's traveling in obviously will have the regular COVID testing before arriving as well. Throughout there will be room sanitization all throughout. So between one session and the next, there's a good enough gap to make sure that we sanitize all the seats and the entire room before the next session starts. There will be limited ticket numbers, so the capacities will be less. So actually this year we encourage you to book as soon as possible so that you ensure that you have a seat at the festival, because tickets will be less and slightly less numbered. We are actually going to have one outdoor venue at the Intercontinental as well. Obviously, Art Jamil and Al Sirkal will have outdoor venues, but at the Intercontinental as well, we are building an outdoor venue for one of our session rooms, and that will be something new that we've put in place. The sessions will be staggered to make sure that the crowd control is done. We are actually not going to have book signings this year, to ensure safety, but we are working on having pre-signed copies from authors. But not to worry, obviously interaction with authors are still possible when you see them on stage, and at the end of every session when you get to ask your questions, so you still get to interact with authors. But we will also have isolation rooms for anyone who's showing symptoms, making sure that we take them immediately to the isolation rooms so they don't interact with the wider crowds, and we deal with it as per protocol. As I mentioned earlier as well, the education session will be completely virtual. So we are not bringing any schools to the festival. There will be some family sessions, but of course, then it would be parents bringing their children at their own discretion. And of course, we will ensure that there is enough safety and distance between the seats, and proper sanitization done. But schools, buses will not be coming as we're used to having them in previous years. We will be filming up to 8, a mix of 4 English and 4 Arabic sessions at the festival, and having them available virtually for all the schools to access as and when they want. So whether the students are home or at school, they will be able to tune in whenever they like within the festival duration to watch those sessions. And in order to make sure that we ensure everyone is safe, especially schools, all of the award ceremonies, education award ceremonies that used to take place at the festival will no longer take place at the festival. We're actually delaying it to the month of reading in March to make sure that they have their own space and students are not interacting with the general public. So as you can see, there's a lot of thinking that's gone through this, and we will continue to monitor the situation and follow DHA rules between now and then.
That is great. Ahlam, I am curious on to know how did the authors respond to this year's invitation to the festival, given the pandemic, the difficult times that we are all going in this year.
Yes, so we weren't sure how they were going to respond. Normally we're used to inviting authors immediately after the festival is over. So we have our festival in February. We're already in March, and even before then, January, December, November. Sometimes some invites go far in advance because some authors have their programs, their schedules booked, up to 2 years in advance. So we planned so far in advance, and it was difficult. March was in the middle of the lockdown. We weren't able to send any invitation because no one knew at that point what was happening. We were in complete lockdown. Who would be able to travel and who wouldn't? So we waited a little bit longer to send invitations. So we sent them towards the end of the summer. And we have been, delighted with the response that we had from authors from around the world, because, and I don't know what it was, whether it's, everyone was just ready to get out back into the world, or everybody needed something to look forward to, in the coming year. But we had, so many yeses from authors who would like to come. And actually in the current program, it's a reduced number because we had so many more yeses than who's on the program right now. But due to travel restrictions in their countries, there are so many authors who were not able to commit as well and come through. But we were delighted with the response of authors who were willing to come. And for those who aren't willing to come, who we really thought would be important to be in our program this year. Obviously, we have some virtual sessions happening, but all of the virtual sessions, the authors will be tuning in from where they are, and we will have a physical event. So audiences can still come to the festival, and the moderator will be on stage, and then the author will be on screen. So it will be as close as possible to what we can get to a physical event with that author. But also the same sessions will be live streamed to be watched from home.
Oh, that's fantastic. You mentioned about collaboration between the festival and Art Jamil and Social Avenue. So how did this collaboration come between the festival and these two venues?
There obviously Circle Avenue and Art Jamil are close friends to the Emirates Literature Foundation, as we all have the same goal. We have a common objective where we want to make sure that the culture scene thrives in Dubai, and that we are offering a strong cultural offering within the city. And I think we all do a good job normally at doing so, but this year particularly, after the difficult year that we've had, we thought it was important for us to join forces and come together and make sure that we're stronger together, and that we help each other not only put a show on, but actually combine the different art forms as well, and make sure that actually the program is stronger than ever in a way, and bring our audiences together and appeal to different communities, which we each have our own audiences and our each loyal sort of communities, and actually we wanted to reach all of them through the work that we do. And they're both such strong supporters of the festival, and their locations are so charming and beautiful, and I think over the years the communities just love their locations as well. So it was just such a natural synergy, and we think it's a really great step forward. It was very well received when we announced that we were doing this. We had so many messages from the community saying, this is the future, this is the right step for you guys and the festival, and bringing the festival closer to the community, and just having it in all these exciting new locations as well. We're very, very happy to be collaborating together.
Wonderful. I have a question here. How much are the tickets?
The tickets will start from 40 dirhams for the children's sessions and 60 dirhams for the adult session. So بداية من 40 درهم لجلسات الأطفال، وبداية من 60 درهم للجلسات العادية. It goes up طبعا للورش العمل, for workshops, for special events, and for tiered seating. Some events will have like a priority seating. So, but it all starts from 40 and 60.
And a follow-up question to that is, where can I buy the tickets?
So you can buy the tickets on EmiratesLitFest.com. Obviously, they're not on sale yet because we have to still monitor travel situations and everything. So we will release tickets from middle of January, and we will if you follow us on social media, we will release the date at the soonest, but 13th or 14th of January we're looking at, and the Foundation Friends will have a 24-hour priority. So if you get the Foundation Friends membership right now, you can get 2 years for the price of one as a special promotion, and you can actually have a chance to book priority seating, because if you have 24 hours advantage, then you will get the best seats for sure. So we really recommend getting the Foundation Friends membership this year, but all tickets will be sold on our website.
Yeah, I got the same questions in Arabic, so maybe you can repeat that in Arabic.
Okay. اوكي فالتذاكر كلها تنباع على موقع المهرجان EmiratesLitFest.com، وبنستكشف عن البرنامج كامل في نص يناير 13 أو 14 يناير. والفاونديشن فريندز membership طبعا تكلمنا عن الفاونديشن فريندز membership earlier in the speech.
Yeah. All right. I have a question here. How many of the program will be digital, and how many of the authors will be there in person? Excuse me, my voice is breaking up.
No worries. You know, at the moment, we can't really reveal that because it's such a fluid situation. We've had authors who committed to virtual who are now able to come physically. And on the contrary, we've had authors who have had committed physically who are today have situations in their countries where they're unable to travel. So actually, it's not something that we can reveal at this stage, but this is going to be primarily a physical festival. So think about it that even if there are authors who are there virtually, we want to gather, we want to be there in person, we want to have a moderator on stage. And you may sometimes have a panel where one of the authors is virtual and another author is there in person. So we really would encourage everyone to come physically if you're feeling comfortable to do so. With all the measures that we've put in place, of course. If not, there's a virtual. Not actually able to reveal an exact split because it's a fluid situation. But hopefully by mid of Jan, when tickets go on sale, then we should be as close as possible to knowing who's physically coming and who will be virtual.
Yeah. One question is that all your sessions will be viewable online too, or not most of it?
So not all. There will be a minimum of 10 virtual sessions, and actually there is a set rate. So if you get the virtual ticket, that's 100 dirhams, and that will give you access to all virtual sessions from home. So there would be minimum 10, but there may be more. فبالعربي الجلسات الافتراضية بتكون عندنا على الأقل 10 جلسات افتراضية ممكن أنها تشاهدونهم من البيت، والتذاكر للجلسات الافتراضية تذكرة واحدة بقيمة 100 درهم، والتذكرة هاي بتعطيكم access لجميع الجلسات الافتراضية من المهرجان. فعلى الأقل بيكون في 10 جلسات، بس احتمال إنه يكون جلسات أكثر.
And you mentioned something about there will be no book signings this year.
Mm-hmm. Yes, we think we want to keep it safe, and when we did our evaluations internally, normally anyone who comes to the festival knows that we have huge book signing queues from the front all the way to to different areas, and we have to put sort of barriers in between, and everyone is so tightly close to each other, especially for all of our big name authors that come. So we thought that it would be safer for all of our audiences if for 1 year we didn't have a book signing, although I know it's difficult for a lot of us who love the festival to miss that, but we're working on having pre-signed copies by the authors, so you can still buy a signed copies from the Magruti stand at the festival
A question
when possible.
will members still have front row seats?
Yes, because members will have 24 hours advance booking. So if you have that advantage, then you can book the closest seats, right? And general public will book afterwards. So that still gives you an advantage, but we will not be blocking seats like we normally do for Foundation Friends, because it's normally free seating and we kind of block the first few rows for Foundation Friends. That won't be happening, but you have a chance to book earlier and book priority seats.
Great. For virtual sessions in English, will there be subtitles for Arabic speakers?
We're working on having a simultaneous translation, which will be accessible through some technology, which we will explain before the sessions on the day. So we will let you know once the tickets are live on the website. You know, there will be instructions per session of, you know, what is available. So please, when you're booking, pay attention to the side notes of every session to see if it is available or not for the particular session you're booking.
Right. How many authors are taking part in 2021?
So it's approximately looking like 90 authors in total between the 3 weekends at the moment.
Right. I'm sure you touched on that as well in one of your answers, but as an audience member, can I still interact with the authors?
You can, of course, in the Q&As at the end of the session. So when you're watching a session, obviously it's normally 45 minutes for the session, and then you get 15 minutes to ask questions to the author. So that's the moment where you get to ask your question to the author and interact with them.
Right. Any more questions? When would the final program be issued in terms of schedule per day in sessions? I think you answered that already, but maybe you can remind.
Yes, so it's mid of January. We're looking at the 13th of January at the moment, but we will announce the final date on our social media, so please stay tuned.
The question in Arabic: هل سيكون هناك متجر المجرودي في مواقع المهرجان لشراء كتب الجلسات؟
نعم، بيكون في متجر مجرودي في 3 مواقع.
3 مواقع.
في أرض جميل وإنتركون والسيركال. نعم.
I'm looking forward to attend many great events. Do we have a Chinese author at the festival this year?
This year, unfortunately, we don't. We do have quite a diverse program. When you look at the names, we have author names from all over the world. We don't have a Chinese author specifically. We were a little bit limited this year because of having to keep a smaller number of sessions because of distancing and also with travel restrictions. So this year we don't, but we hope, inshallah, that next year we can go back to the old format and have as many international authors as possible from all over the world.
That is great. I think we have answered all the questions. If you still have any question, please type it in, and we will be more than happy to answer them. If not, yeah, I think that's all the time we have for today. Thank you so much, Ahlam, and what a wonderful lineup. We're all excited for this year's festival. Thank you very much, and thank you to all our sponsors. Thank you for all the audience who attended with us today, and we hope to see you at the festival soon. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Hani. Thank you.